be at this location, and then we basically, okay, so these, and then we put it in the code, that's where we have it.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep. Other question? Cool. Yep.
A question about the AI in your game. Do the dragons just use a straight move and attack strategy when they fight you, or is there more to it than that?
Cool, okay, so the question is, what about the AI for the dragons? And actually, I'll let our AI programmer handle that for you.
Okay, so the question was, they just use a straight move and attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kind of. Their basic architecture is they move up and they bite you. But there's a couple of different variables in between, like if the player's in the middle of doing that light, heavy, heavy combo where he's in the air, they at first come up to try and interrupt him from doing that, but if he's like in the middle of doing that, they'll stop. Also, when they are coming up and you impale an enemy, they all back away from you, and they stop attacking for a little bit before coming back in. Does that answer your question?
Yes, but now I have a second one. About the light and the heavy dragons, how they have two different models and everything, do they have any behavioral differences as well?
The only behavioral differences is the guys shooting fireballs. They will run away from you if you get too close to them until they're at a specific distance away, and then they'll turn around and start attacking you again. And the guys up front, they just follow you around, bite at your heels.
Alright, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so we got time for two more. We'll go back to this side.
I was wondering how you did the blood effect on the ground for, like, blood.
Alright, so the question is, how do we get all that awesome blood? I did hear the word awesome. How do we get all that awesome blood on the ground? I'll let Sam Mathis. Oh, alright. Okay, yeah, we'll let Sam Mathis do this one.
Alright, so the blood decals on the ground, they are treated like any other static object in the game. And they're rendered using the same techniques that the effects are. And to place them, find out where the dragon is in the world, and then a particular offset from that dragon, and just set it right there. Just right there. And let it go. They flip, their x-axis flip back and forth so that they don't look like one solid repeating pattern in a semi-random fashion. Rather than that, it's just static object place here. Thanks.
Okay, so you guys have an awesome game, you know that?
Thank you.
However, if there was one other feature that you guys could add to your game, what would it have been?
Alright, so the question is one other feature. The one feature that I wish we could have gotten in was actually another combat feature. What had happened actually a bit, like 2 days before tournament, we had this most awesome bug. And that was, you could do the heavy attack finisher, you know, the instant one-hit KO thing, with an impaled dragon. So you basically slammed into the ground with the dragon on top of other dragons, and because they would explode, the screen was just like, all you saw was the blood effects. And it was so amazing that I said, this has to be done on purpose. And so I attempted and I tried to get it in, but it was just too late. There was enough time to flesh it all out. And I was so sad. I was like, that was so awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, cool. All right, thank you very much, everybody.
Give it up again, King's Toll. Hello, everybody. My name is Philip Marinowski. I was the